What if I told you that the most powerful move a man can make isn't fighting for her, but disappearing without saying a single word? No arguments, no begging, no closure, just disappearing. Would you believe me if I told you silence can be louder than a scream? That walking away can hurt more than any blow? This isn't weakness. This is strategy. This is what high-value men do. Truly masculine men don't chase. They vanish. Welcome to Stoic Alchemist. Today, we're going to uproot the lies that keep you emotionally imprisoned. The modern world wants you needy, available, always explaining yourself. But true strength, true masculine energy, doesn't seek validation. It doesn't beg for attention. It becomes the storm, then disappears over the horizon. Let me tell you the story of a man. He gave her everything. Time, loyalty, vulnerability. He listened when she cried. He was there when she needed him. He forgave even when she disrespected him. He thought love meant enduring no matter how much it hurt. And when she left, when she ignored him, replaced him without warning, he broke. Not just from a broken heart, but from betrayal. From realizing his love wasn't enough. That being the good guy left him alone, not admired. But then something changed. He didn't send a manifesto on WhatsApp. He didn't beg for another chance. He didn't try to fix it. No. He stayed silent. She expected tears. She got nothing. She expected him to chase her. He gave her distance. She expected to be the prize. Now she was the one watching him walk away. That's when the power shifted. This isn't about playing games. It's about principles. Stoicism teaches us to master what we feel, not be mastered by it. Dark psychology reveals the power of absence, indifference, and emotional control. Combine both, and you become untouchable. Not toxic, not cold. Simply done explaining your worth. This video is your map. 10 brutal lessons every man needs to learn after a breakup. This isn't for the weak. It's for the man ready to bury the boy who begged ... and build the man who walks alone, not lonely. Focus. If you're tired of bleeding for people who let you die, if you no longer want to prove your value to those who already discarded you, subscribe to Stoic Alchemist. Activate the bell and write in the comments, I let go of what I cannot control. Lesson 1, feel it once, never again. Breakup pain hurts, but pain isn't your enemy. It's your mentor. When she left, you felt like the air was ripped out of you. Your mind kept replaying that last conversation. The I need time, the cold goodbye, the change in her tone when you stopped being her priority. That pain is your warning. It's your body telling you something must change. Not just in her, in your standards. A man with grit feels it all, but only bleeds once. He doesn't stay hurt. He doesn't get stuck. He doesn't spin in the blender of what ifs. You feel it. You face it. You use it. Most drown in grief because they resist the pain. They cover it up with distractions, other bodies, social media, fake smiles. But that only prolongs the suffering. Want to break the cycle? Sit with the pain. Let it carve you. Let it teach you who you won't be next time. Here's where Stoicism comes in. Marcus Aurelius wrote, if something external disturbs you, the pain does not come from that thing, but from your perception of it. And you have the power to change it. Translation. It's not that she left that destroys you. It's the story you told yourself about her. You thought she was the one. You thought you needed her to be whole. But no, what hurts isn't her absence. It's the illusion. The most powerful men in history, philosophers, warriors, kings, weren't forged by avoiding pain. They were forged by going through it. You're not broken. You're being rebuilt, and the version that's coming doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't explain. It becomes. If you're ready to stop clinging to pain as proof that you love deeply, if you want to feel it once and never again, comment below. I let go of what I cannot control. Lesson 2. Silence speaks louder than anger. You think you need to say something. You think if you just explain, if you tell her how much it hurt, maybe she understand. Maybe she'll come back. No, that's exactly what she expects. She expects a reaction, an emotional explosion, a monologue, a 2 a.m. message that lasts forever. But men with grit don't give the world the show it expects. They give silence. Silence isn't weakness. It's control. It's what happens when you stop trying to change the narrative and start owning your role in it. You don't need to shout, argue, or justify yourself. You leave her with the last memory she has of you. And if that memory is your calm, your composure, your detachment, that will resonate in her mind louder than any text you could send. In dark psychology, this is called psychological void. The mind hates silence. It fills it with doubts, hypotheses, unresolved tension. When you stay silent, she starts replaying everything in her head. She starts wondering why you didn't react. And that's when curiosity turns into regret. That's when detachment becomes power. Stoicism teaches us anger is never impressive. It's predictable. It's easy. True strength is emotional sovereignty. Feeling everything, yet choosing nothing. Not reacting. Not explaining. Just stillness. Want her to feel the loss? Then don't show her your pain. Show her nothing. Because when a man can disappear silently, without needing closure, without making a scene, he rewrites the whole story. And that silence will haunt her more than any word. If you're ready to stop reacting and start mastering the art of silence, comment below. My silence is my power. Lesson 3. Stop explaining yourself every time you explain yourself to someone who's already decided to walk away. You lower your value. You turn your dignity into a debate. You try to justify your love, your loyalty, your presence. When? None of that should ever need explanation. Let me be clear. The moment you start defending yourself, you've already lost. She left. She walked away. She chose distance. That was the message. You don't need to interpret it. You don't need to respond with a list of everything you did right. She knows. She remembers. But people don't leave because they forget your value. They leave because they feel you'll keep trying to make them understand, even when they've already decided not to. A man with grit doesn't need to be heard at all costs. He speaks once. He lives by his code. And if someone doesn't understand, they leave. When you seek clarity from someone who walked away, disrespected you, or replaced you, you give away all your power. Dark psychology says it bluntly. The more you seek validation, the less you get. The human brain values scarcity. If you're always available, always explaining, always chasing, you get ignored. But when you disappear without a word, you become a mystery. And mystery creates value. Stoicism is based on self-respect. You don't argue your worth. You prove. It's silently. You walk with conviction, not with justifications. If they misunderstand you, fine. It's not your burden. It's their lost dot. So if you're done justifying your presence to people who treated it like an option, comment below. I don't chase, I attract. Lesson 4. The law of indifference. Indifference isn't coldness. It's not resentment. It's not pretending not to care. It's truly not caring anymore. That's the breaking point. That's when you stop orbiting her attention and start holding your own axis dot, because when she can no longer control how you feel, she loses control completely. Here's the truth. Attention is power, and many women know this. When she pulls away, gets cold, or goes silent, she's testing if she still holds weight in your emotional world. Weak men bite the bait. They panic, send mixed messages, post indirects, try to provoke something, but the Stoic man doesn't move, doesn't blink, doesn't react. He applies the law of indifference. Anything not aligned with my peace is irrelevant. You don't chase her. You don't hate her. You simply don't need her. That small energetic shift is pure psychological warfare. Now she watches your moves, wondering how you let go so easily ... so firmly ... so definitely. Indifference is based on self-respect. Stoicism teaches our emotions must never depend on external factors. Neither praise, rejection, nor love. When someone leaves your life, don't beg, don't act, don't interpret. Accept. Indifference is the quietest and deadliest form of power, because it doesn't seek revenge. It simply forgets you. And here's the twist. When you stop mattering, that's when your absence is noticed the most. When you let go, you become unpredictable. And there's nothing more attractive or unsettling than a man they thought they had, who is now completely out of reach. If you're tired of living with an emotional leash, and you're ready to master the law of indifference, comment below. My detachment is my discipline. Lesson 5. Become her mirror, not her pet every time she pulls away and you run after her. Every time she disrespects you and you tolerate it, you teach her actions have no consequences. That's what pets do. They obey, they beg, they follow. But you're not here to be her emotional puppy. You're here to be her mirror. A mirror doesn't chase. A mirror reflects . She cools off, you freeze. She disrespects you, you take distance. She walks away, you disappear. Not to play games, but to show her exactly what she's showing you. This isn't emotional chaos. It's emotional chess. And once she realizes her actions have proportional responses, everything changes. Many men believe loyalty means enduring disrespect. They confuse unconditional love with unconditional access. No. A man with grit doesn't reward bad behavior. He doesn't explain his standards. He walks away when they're crossed. That's how you regain control without raising your voice. That's how you show strength without lifting a finger. Dark psychology makes it clear. People only change when staying the same starts to hurt them. The mirror effect creates discomfort, not out of malice, out of truth. Because once she sees herself reflected in your reaction, she only has two paths left: grow or leave. And either one is a victory for you. Stoicism is alignment, not reacting from emotion, but acting from principle. If she's unbalanced, you're not her anchor. You let her feel her own void, and if she comes back, it's because she missed your energy, not because you begged to get her back. Lesson 6. Build your strength. She left. Perfect. She just gave you something invaluable. Space to rebuild, to evolve, to create a life so strong, so full, so untouchable, that her absence stops mattering. That's where transformation begins. You stop waiting for closure and start building your strength. The gym becomes your therapy. Discipline, your escape. Silence, your weapon. You channel every drop of pain into progress. The Stoic man doesn't complain, doesn't post sad quotes, doesn't seek attention. He dedicates himself to building a better body, better habits, better systems. You don't get over a breakup by talking about it forever. You get over it by overcoming it. And this isn't to prove anything to her. It's not to make her jealous. It's to become a man who would never beg again. A man who doesn't settle for crumbs. Who doesn't react to silence. Who doesn't need to be chosen because he chooses himself every day. In dark psychology, this is called identity shift. When the pain of staying who you are becomes unbearable, you kill that old self and create something new. Focused, dangerous, unbreakable. That's your strength. And once you're in, emotionally, mentally, financially, no one else has the power to shake your foundation. Don't wonder if she's thinking of you. Don't wonder if she'll come back. She probably will. But when she does, you'll be a different man. And the one she knew no longer exists. Lesson 7. Never break no contact. The urge to text her is real. You want to know if she misses you. Maybe you think about sending, "Hope you're okay." But here's the raw truth. Every time you break no contact, you reset your healing. You trade power for an emotional crumb. And for what? To get a cold reply? A seen message? A longer silence? Her silence wasn't an accident. So yours must be a decision. No contact isn't a strategy. It's a transformation. It's reclaiming your dignity. It's leaving the emotional casino where the house always wins. Because the moment you text her, react to a story, like her posts, you're gambling again. And she knows it. Dark psychology is clear. Silence is perceived as strength. Breaking it is perceived as weakness. You show her she still occupies emotional space in your head. You give her closure. You confirm she still affects you. But when you say nothing, when distance speaks for you, that gets under her skin. Makes her question. Makes her doubt. Stoicism makes it clear. Don't let your emotions govern your actions. You'll want to contact her. You'll think there's still something to say, but that's your emotional mind talking. The logical man, the Stoic man, understands true strength isn't in reconnecting. It's in holding back. She left. So let her wonder what it's like to lose a man who never begged to be chosen. And when finally she realizes what she lost, you'll already be too far away to matter. Lesson 8. Let her sit with her decision. She made a choice. She left. She walked away. Maybe she replaced you without explanation, but it wasn't an accident. It was a conscious choice. And now that choice belongs to her. Don't carry it for her. Don't ease it for her. Don't contact her to fill the void she created herself. Let her sit in her silence. Let her feel what it's like to lose a man who would have done everything ... Until one day, he woke up ... This is where most men fail. They confuse being the more mature one with texting her, checking how she's doing, leaving the door open in case she regrets it. But that's not greatness. That's betraying yourself. Because the moment you come back, the message is clear. You can hurt me, and I'll still be here. That's how you get stuck in the same cycle. That's how you lose yourself trying to get her back. Want to change the dynamic? Don't ask her to reconsider her choice. Make sure she feels it. Let her notice the calls that no longer come, the support she lost, the man she disrespected. Now completely detached, that's where real regret is born. Not because you convinced her, but because you didn't try. Dark psychology repeats it. Nobody values what's always available. They value what they have to earn back. And the day you stop trying to make her feel better for leaving you is the day she starts wondering if she made the worst mistake of her life. Stoicism is simple. You can only control your actions, not hers. She chose. Let her carry that. You owe her no relief, no comfort, nothing. Lesson 9. They always come back, but you're not there anymore. They always come back. Maybe in weeks, maybe in months, sometimes even years. But when the silence becomes unbearable, when the new guy doesn't measure up, when they realize your presence wasn't an option, it was the standard ... message appears. Hey stranger, I've been thinking about you ... How are you? And for many men, that's enough. They forget everything. They run back. They think it's redemption. Wrong. It's a test. The man with grit doesn't tremble, doesn't react, because by the time she comes back, the man she knew no longer exists. He was rebuilt, refined. Now he's another version, stronger, more focused, freer. You don't reply out of anger. You don't reply out of pride. You don't reply because you're not that guy anymore. That chapter is closed. Not with resentment, not with hate, with discipline. Dark psychology explains. People chase what they can't predict and regret what they can't reach. If you don't react, if you don't re-engage, if you don't give that emotional entry again, ... you become the one that got away. You go from X to lesson. And silence, when it's permanent, hits differently. Stoicism teaches moving forward without resentment. Not blocking out of revenge. Not disappearing out of ego. Simply transcending. She saw who you were, and you chose someone more important. You. That's the final move. Not revenge. Indifference. So when that message finally appears, that apology, that I miss you, you don't need to say anything. You already answered with your silence, with your progress, with a life that moved on, while hers stayed paused, repeating what she lost. Lesson 10. Disappear like a god. When a man truly disappears, it's not out of ego, nor to play games, but because he's done. He leaves a silence no apology can fill. A man with grit doesn't disappear to punish her. He disappears to protect himself, to claim what he gave without asking for anything in return, to rise above the noise. When you disappear like a god, you don't slam the door. You simply cross it without looking back. Stop posting to be seen. You stop texting to feel loved. You stop orbiting her world. You build your own, quietly and relentlessly, without needing applause or validation. And that absence becomes legendary. Now you exist only in her memory, in her regrets, in the shadow of what she lost. Shows us this clearly. Presence comforts. Absence unsettles. When you disappear completely, when she has no access, no updates, No emotional crumbs. Her mind does all the work. It fills the silence with what ifs. It rewrites the past. It starts wondering if she misunderstood everything. And the more she tries to figure you out, the more powerful you become. Stoicism teaches that the highest power is self-control. You don't disappear from weakness. You disappear from strength, from peace, from principle. Not because you're hiding, but because the version of you she had access to no longer exists. You evolved. You transcended. This is the final move, the clean break, the silent exit, the elegant goodbye she never saw coming. And when she looks back, because she will, she realized she didn't just lose a man, but a kingdom. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the 10 brutal lessons every man must learn after a breakup. At Stoic Alchemist, we transform pain into power and silence into strength. If you're ready to leave behind what held you back and become the man you were always meant to be, subscribe now, activate notifications, and join us on this path of growth and discipline. Don't forget to like the video and share it with someone who needs this truth. Remember, men of value don't chase. They disappear. See you in the next video.